Good morning and happy Sunday, and welcome to Intuitive Guidance, where we meet every Sunday morning to explore metaphysical principles and share practical insights to help you elevate your spirit consciousness, unlock your highest potential, and align your life with your purpose. I am Dr. Karina Felix. And today we will dive into embracing self direction for spiritual growth, reflecting on how it connects our mind and how we can grow our mind mastery, and from that point as well, our spiritual growth. This space I designed for you not only to learn, but to apply, to apply these teachings into your life, because this is where the shift happens. We have so much knowledge, but it's just knowledge. When we take that knowledge and actually use it, that's when we get clarity, we get confidence, we portray more authenticity. So please, it's one thing to hear it, and I'm sure you're going to hear the same thing. And I'm always telling everyone we all have a story to share, we all have a truth. And the reason you would pick up 10 different books on the same topic, the difference is that we're all different people with different likes. And you might not like a cover of one book, or you might not like the way someone explains something, or the way it's written, um, or the experience the person went through. So, therefore, your story has an audience somewhere. So, as you're going through your own spiritual journey and as you're learning, because our life is the lesson, this is the biggest lesson we came to learn here. And I hope you take advantage of that lesson. But before we start, I do want to make a few little announcements before we get started. If you have somehow come to this space, you know everything is divine timing. There is no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. If you are here with me this morning, or you catch me later in a replay on YouTube or wherever, I hope you take a moment to understand that this is how Source speaks to us. It speaks to us with little tidbit information here and there. What I learned in my spiritual growth, and if you know my story, I started really young, and I had to learn that we cannot have everything right now. We would be so overwhelmed if everything was given to us, everything we wanted was given to us this very moment. You'd be so overwhelmed, you wouldn't know what to do. So trust the process. Know that what you ask for, it's already coming to you. It's just coming in stages. And it's divinely created that way so that we don't overwhelm ourselves. And it gives us a chance to grow through the process. That's part of the evolutionary process of our spirit consciousness. Now, there's also the evolution of our human potential, and that's what we're going to dive in today. So, embracing self direction for spiritual growth is about how you're going to apply the knowledge. Hopefully, what I am sharing today and whatever you've shared of note before, please, this is it's simple. Well, I say simple. Nothing is simple. Everything that's worth anything takes a little bit of work. but it's all how you look at it, it's in your perspective. So, my first announcement is that right after we're done, we are moving straight into the transform conversation where we will go deep dive into this topic. You can ask me questions and we can have a deeper understanding of how your metaphysical principles can work in your daily life. So take advantage. As soon as we're done here, jump on the Zoom call with us. You can find the link at karinagfelix.com/events. I also, every last Sunday of the month, decided to have a master class. And the master class is to introduce other people with their modalities. And this coming month, on October. So as I said, every last Sunday of the month, I invite guest artists to showcase their expertise in our monthly Transform Master class. This month, I'm excited to introduce Nandini Gosain Mayru. Nandini is an award winning author and visionary dedicated to reimagining children's education through nature, blending creativity and science to inspire future innovators. And that will be Sunday, October 27th, yes, the 27th at 12 p.m. Again, right after my live broadcast. And please join us, and Nandini will guide us in this inspiring masterclass. But as always, we will first go into our meditation, and I want us to sync up our energies together. I want us to bring our awareness into the present moment. I want you to be very aware of the words as they are coming to you. Listen to them, take them in. They might be a message from your guides trying to reach you. As you know, I have created my prayer treatment book for health, wealth, peace, and ease. And I chose today's prayer, which is perfect with our topic, which is prayer treatment for taking inspired action. And can't read, of course, without my glasses. This prayer treatment is to help you overcome the roadblocks which keep you from taking action and receiving all the abundance, wealth, and rewards that are yours to enjoy. This prayer treatment is essential because, in many instances, the small and mini actions not taken will prevent the big rewards from arriving at your doorstep tomorrow, today, right now, whatever that is. We have to take inspired action. So, this prayer treatment is for you. Please immerse in it, quiet, get comfortable. I have within me that extra something that can take me beyond self doubt and uncertainty, that allows me to take a leap of faith and receive all of the riches and abundance that is due to me now. I identify with my true self, myself that is one with Source, and in so doing, I unfold the faith in myself that gives me the courage to take action. I know I'm never alone. I know that Christ consciousness is always with me and within me. I am constantly being guided and directed into living my best life. Because of this inner knowing of a higher power at work, I am inspired to take action and make decisions in my daily life. By allowing the ideas and thoughts that surface in my mind to manifest into my reality, I automatically have greater success, happiness, and fulfillment. I am aware that the same higher mind that created the idea is also ready to help me succeed in manifesting it. I acknowledge that Source is the guiding force, and I practice continuous gratitude for its unfolding. It is God's will that I live my best life. Therefore, I have no need to doubt or ask how, because I already know that the how is already taken care of. I have no need to figure it out on my own, but to let it flow and let the universal intelligence orchestrate the manifestation of the idea into its reality. I cancel all negative thoughts, doubts, and uncertainties from my mind. I replace them with success, determination, and self confidence. I am unique as my purpose is specific just to me, that I may express and share my gifts and wisdom with others. And so I continue on my true path to pure bliss, happiness, and blessings. Life is good. Life is great. I am abundant and fulfilled. For this, I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. So here we are, another morning, blessed to be here. Oof. Ah. So today our topic is about going in, about trusting the process, about knowing that we're not alone ever, that knowing that we're constantly being guided, and to stay in this place of gratitude and appreciation. So, when I was working on my master's degree, one of the things that came up in the books that I was reading, like the same topic kept coming up. And one of the books, and I'm sure many people have read it, is obviously Think and Grow Rich. And it starts with think, right? It says think and then you grow rich. And so many people have used this as a business book, but it's really a metaphysical book. He's really talking about turning matter into manifestation. He's talking about how thoughts transforms our life. So the interesting thing about this is, I started with Think and Grow Rich, and then I read James Allen Science of Getting Rich. And he says there is a science to get rich. It's very simple. Just follow this path. It's one path, and it's just stick to that one thing. And you cannot not get rich. And they're not just talking rich as in money rich. They're talking rich as in prosperity, abundance. Last week we covered what prosperity was: prosperity in having possession, prosperity mentally, prosperity spiritually. So, prosperity is the complete balanced lifestyle that we have and how we incorporate that. And then the next book was one called As a Man Thinketh, and it's actually written in the Bible. You manifest who you are. You actually manifest what you think. And one of the question was, he asked a professor. He goes, Professor, what is wrong with men today? And he says, men just don't think. So the underline was thinking. And by thinking, we create prosperity, which is what I based my thesis on. But when it was time to do my dissertation, I wanted to go a little bit deeper into this not thinking thing. Why are we as a society not using our thinking faculty to get what we want? So, as I did more research, and I have to show you this because this is the book that most people know, right? This little Think and Grow Rich. This is a condensed version of this book, The Law of Success. The Law of Success is the original book of Napoleon Hill. And he spent 20 plus years shadowing and following the richest people from that time, seeing what it is that they did that's so different that allowed them to acquire the kind of fortune that they made and the power and what was the difference. And each one of them are offering the same advice, which was like, to me, I just thought, well, that's interesting. And as I did more research, turns out when he did this book, he started teaching this in college in the late 1800s, going into the beginning of the 1900s. He started studying this in school, and other companies actually commissioned him to start teaching the course in their companies. Um, but guess what happened? Eventually, the education system, when the industrial age started happening and they needed cookie cutter people, they don't want other rich people. They just want people to go on the conveyor belt and do their cars and do the farming and do all of that. So everyone went to school to learn one trade. And that one trade you will do for the rest of your life. And you will pass that one trade down to your children. And that's how we kept control. Now, if you haven't done any background research on education in the US, and this is going to be a whole nother topic for another time, but our education system is a replica of the Russian system. The US went to Russia to ask them what system did they have in place. And that's what we have. And we still have that today. We're like 2 centuries in, teaching the same things, this cookie cutter system that doesn't work anymore. So I went deeper into this, the evolution of humanity, who we are and why we're here and what we're doing. And, and I went back to the native Indians, and they did not understand what is rain and why does the sun come out and then it disappears. But when it disappears, there's stars and there's a moon, but the moon is not always the same. The moon it's full and then it's half and it's a quarter, so they had a god for everything. They had a god for the rain. They had a rain god. They had a sun god. They had a harvest god. So what they did not understand, they created rituals because they understand abundance and they understood we need rain for our harvest. So let's do rituals and let's do the rain dance and let's bring more rain. They thought thunder and lightning was God being angry at them. So they would do rituals for forgiveness and gratitude. So this is the unknown, right? So now let's move into earlier. So I studied the Bible a lot, especially when I was younger. And we have the Old Testament and we have the New Testament. And when you look at the Old Testament, it's kind of scary. It's a lot of doom and damnation and a lot of anger and murder and war. And so you look at this and you go, what is this book all about? And I realize it's just part of our evolutionary process. We don't understand a lot. We don't know much of what's going on. And as population starts growing and becoming more expansive, we realized we needed to bring some kind of harmony here. We needed structure, we needed a system, right? So someone, and there's always a leader in the pack, decided, well, how about I organize and restructure, and you do this and you do that, and I'll supervise, right? And then you pay me for this supervision. Well, guess who has the purse now? Guess who has the power now? Guess who becomes the leader now? So over centuries, we had the pharaohs and we had the emperors and we had the kings and the queens, and this has been going on forever. Take those emperors, queens, pharaohs, and let's bring them into the modern day. We call them government, politician, bankers, and those above them, who's the puppeteers manipulating the whole situation. We're distracted. We're constantly distracted, and we have to be very careful because is all of this political? I mean, we're in the middle of politics right now, of voting. And is the topic really abortion and gun control? Or is that just a distraction from something else happening on the other side? This is why we have to go in with our eyes wide open. We have to be aware of what's really happening around us and how much of control we have on ourselves. So in the Bible, when the New Testament starts, this is when they introduce Jesus. And Jesus, his message was, I am going to show you a new way of life, a new way of living. And it's not just Jesus. This is now Confucius. This is Allah. This is the Tao Te Ching. This is Taoism, Hindu, Buddhism. They're all teaching a way of life, a way of peace and harmony and contentment and satisfaction and acceptance. But we're distracted, right? We're distracted because the leaders enjoyed that position that they're in. And the only way to keep that position is to manage the masses. We are the masses. So I I love watching History Channel. And the other day I was watching one where they invented the cars and transportation in general. So we went from boats, and then from boats to carriages, and then the trains, and then cars, and each step was to make commerce easier for everyone, really, for the farmers first and then eventually for businesses. So, and I watched it because they said, they we came now into the 1950s, where it was all about abundance and prosperity, and everyone had to move to the suburbs, and every house should have a car, and everyone should have the refrigerator and the microwave. And they've been giving us, consumerism was at a boom. I mean, it started since then. And whatever was luxury at one point has become essential. Life has changed for us. Things have changed for us, and things are very different, but we're still distracted by things, and we've gotten lost in the middle of this, of the industrial area of, okay, we're going to make your life easier and make your life easier, but our life is not getting easier. It's getting more chaotic because we think we need more and we keep seeking more. And we are getting lost in have, being satisfied with what we already have and being at ease and at peace with ourself from the inside out by asking from inside whatever it is that we want on the outside. Our inner ecosystem, is a direct reflection of what's happening in the world. It's not separate. We're not two different, oh, that's a war there and that's war. In Revelation, when they said, there's going to be wars and talk of wars and rumors of wars, yes, we're seeing that on the outside, but that's also happening in here. We're having more mental issues than ever, more anxiety, more stress, more health issues, heart attacks and strokes, because the war is going on inside here. So Jesus said, "Give not thought what you will say before you are brought before the judges. For verily I say unto you, that at that same moment the words shall be on your lips." And what he is trying to explain here is that we should just know that there's a higher intelligence that is guiding us from the inside out. It's an inner knowledge that we all have. We were born with our own spiritual DNA that came with all the instructions. As a parent, we always say, about our children, man, children do not come with a manual. I believe they do come with a manual. And that manual is their spiritual DNA, it's their soul. And we just have to first us learn how to tap into that, and then, teach them how to tap into that. So here are a couple of guidance, better said, that I like to share with you. So the first one is always about your intuition. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust the process. And it says, rather than trying to analyze every possible course of action, rely on self direction from higher source. Rely on self direction from higher source. When I choose this topic, which only came to me Friday, I do not plan every week what I'm going to talk about. And I'm a planner. I love creating Excel files and having everything, like, like my dance shows. I have everything opening and dance and costume and music. Like, I need to have that direction. I need to have that. But in this space, I can't. I have to trust the process. I have to know that I am just a vehicle bringing this message to you, and that I need to allow Source to speak through me. So I wait. I wait patiently and say, like, don't wait too long. I don't want to be doing this work last minute. And suddenly it shows up and it's like, this is what you're going to talk about. And I'm like, okay, so the real work for me is what you're seeing, the artwork, the music, all the background stuff. That's the real work. This, I don't have a script, honestly. It's just coming to me, and I have to go with that. So here are a couple of steps that I've put together that I hope you would think about it, definitely implement it in your life, because this is where change happens. Let's start with the beginning. There you go. You see, we always make mistakes. So, step one is our mental attitude. Maintain a composure of peace and ease. Self Intuitive self direction is easier when you are in a peaceful state than if you're upset. The ego. Check your ego at the door. Do not let it mess with your daily well being. Do not let your ego be in charge of your thoughts and your actions and your words. Your daily routine. Start and end your day by consciously dedicating time to opening space to receive sources, blessings, and guidance. Tap into the subconscious. Before falling asleep, take a moment to ask your higher God mind to influence your subconscious mind. This, in turn, will surface during your daily life activities. Just like I said earlier, I wait until the message comes to me and I work on it. And in the evening before going to sleep, I go over this mentally. And when I wake up in the morning, all of these amazing ideas pop up, including half of what I'm saying today just came to me this morning when I woke up. Release and surrender. Trust the process. Ask the Source to release you from your daily burdens. Surrender to the unknown and trust that it is already taken care of. Just let Source be in charge. Don't don't even be stuck there thinking I'm stuck here and I can't figure it out. Just surrender. Let Source take over. And don't overanalyze. There is a sense of knowing when self direction appears to you. If you are analyzing too much, then your decisions are not guided by Source. And if it's not guided by Source, it is not the right direction. And you will know it, you will feel it, you will see it. You will wonder why things have just not working. And that's because you're not actually listening to Source's message. You're listening to your ego, your mind, and affirm. Always affirm. Always, always, always affirm. I cannot stress that enough. Be consistent throughout the day, affirming that the answers and solutions are already resolved. Please stay open to receive. Again, there is no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Whatever you put out there, you receive. So, by saying this affirmation consistently, by being in your present moment, that's where the difference starts. Intuition versus emotion. Learn to separate intuitive response from emotional response. Your emotional response usually stems from your ego or other people's opinions. When you are too concerned with what other people think and want and are doing, you will stray away from your own personal life's purpose. Pay attention to your inner intuitive guidance. Do the right thing. Trying to do the right thing according to your understanding of what the right thing is. This sets up the right vibrational atmosphere to influence your higher mind. When you do the right thing consciously with intention, you attract that high positive frequency that brings that change into your life. Be open. Expect that higher self direction can come into your mind at any time, in any place, and under any condition. And let's jump directly to our affirmation for the day. So each step that I went through, and there were 10 steps. There were actually a few more to get more specific, more focus into this space. But each step is showing you that you first have to start trusting yourself. You need to believe that you are, that it's got to be a conviction. I wanted to share one more thing here. And this is, all right, I don't remember where I put it now. Let me see if I could switch this out really fast because I did want to share something different with you for the moment. And all right, so that's not it. That's okay. That was the steps and that's the guidance. All right, we're okay with that. It was okay. But pretty much, I had three more steps I wanted to include. And it was that we need to trust ourselves, stop listening to people's opinion. I always use a example of a car salesman. If you go to the car dealership, if you ask the car salesman which is the best car you should get, he will think about the best commission he will get out of the car you will buy. So his advice will not be in your best interest, what you want, what you need. It will be in his best interest because it's what will benefit him. We need to stop asking other people for their opinions and asking other guides. I mean, even me, I don't, I want to be here just as a conduit for education and to teach and to make sure you understand so you can implement it. Going to psychics, and I know we all love going to psychics, it's fun, um, all depending to what level that you believe what they say to you. But even as a psychic, if you believe that it's your guides using the psychic to talk to you, or a tarot reader, a hypnotist, whatever the other modality is, you have direct connection. You can go straight to the CEO. You do not have to use, the secretary and the gatekeeper, and you don't need to use anyone else. But sometimes in our spiritual growth, we do need some of that guidance. We do need a little bit of a support, of a stepping stone. And it's okay. It's all okay. But be aware that it's still your guides speaking through anyone else to reach you. Source is always trying to reach you, always trying to make things better for you. That's just how this creative force was made. And for today's affirmation, my body and mind are vehicles for the expression of my higher mind in everything I do each day and every day. If you could say this to yourself for 1 week straight, say it again. My body and mind are vehicles for the expression of my higher mind in everything I do each day, every day. And so it is. Another Sunday, another moment to be here with you. And I am grateful to all who have tuned in live and all of you who will see this later at a different time. Thank you for being supportive. If you are just getting here, like I said, I will be jumping on the Zoom call at 12 if you would like to join me there and ask any questions and get more tips, and I could send you the affirmation and the 10 steps, whatever it is that you want. I am here for you. and I'll be waiting. And the description should be the link should be in the description, or you could find it on the website karinagfelix.com/events, and you will find a link to join me directly into the Zoom call. I look forward to hearing from you. And again, let's leave with a closing prayer treatment to guide you this week, to keep you in a high vibrational frequency, bringing love and abundance and prosperity, well being, harmony, all to you, to your family, to all your wishes and desires. May they all come true with blessings and so much love. Thank you again, and have a great, great week. I speak forth into the presence of my God mind at the center of consciousness within me. You know the direction of everything I should be doing in my life at this time. Let your influence be within my every thought, this day and every day of my life. I open my mind, body, soul, and spirit to your all-knowing mind. Let every thought that comes into my mind come from you. Let everything I feel be inspired by you. Let me always be sensitive to the truth that you are the true life and mind of my being. And let me live each day with the inner certainty that happiness and success are mine already, through the inner direction you provide me. For this I give thanks, I let it be so, and so it is.